And here we're going to talk about overcast skies today. Sometimes when you want to make that great photograph, we just have terrible flat lighting. But today we're going to talk about adding light, whether you're using a strobe, maybe a reflector, maybe a combination of both. We're going to add light to create contrast and shape and make your photograph look fantastic by adding light on an overcast day. So today we're going to let you know that I've got an 85mm 1.8 Z lens on a Nikon Z6 III, and I've got my favorite on-camera flash, which is a Godox V1. And it's great because it's TTL and has a touchscreen ability to change my exposure very, very easily. Makes this option really super easy to work with. So we're at ISO 100, and I'm going to work with a base exposure of 1/25th of a second at f8. And I'm going to bring my model Pete in, and we're going to get a shot first with just using no flash. We're going to use our flat ambient lighting. And then from there, we're going to add flash with direct flash on camera. And then we're going to have some tricks and we're going to move light around. But for right now, we're going to start with just an ambient exposure with just perfect flat lighting. Fantastic. Give me a nice big smile. I've got my Z6 III and I've got my eye detection on. So we've got beautiful eye focus. Give me a little bit of a smile there. There we go. Wonderful. I've got a nice base exposure of Pete at 1/25th of a second at f8, and that's just a base exposure using only the ambient flat lighting. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn on our Godox V100. I'm going to leave it in TTL. Wonderful. Big smiles. Look right there. Now I've added to my base exposure on-camera flash. I've left the exposure the same, and I'm letting the camera add enough lighting to match that and fill in my shadows. The next step is to take the flash off camera, and let's get more creative with our angle of where the light comes from. So now we're going to take the flash and we're going to move it off camera. I've got my TTL XT2, so I can control my flash from camera. As you can see, if I shoot my pictures, my flash goes off. I've got my flash on a stand with an adapter so that I can mount it exactly where I want to be. And we're going to bring Pete in, and we're now going to shoot our same kind of look, same exposure, but now I have my flash off camera. Beautiful, a little bit of a smile. Wonderful, one more time. There you go, wonderful. Gotcha. All right. Now that we've moved the flash off camera and I am controlling it TTL with my adapter, I'm now going to add a reflector so that we can shape the light a little bit more. We have fairly direct light coming from our right-hand side, but I want to add a little bit more fill from the left. So we're going to do that with a very large silver reflector. I have a nice stand where it's mounted on, and we're going to move that now into our shot to provide fill directly from the flash. So now the light is going to come from the flash and bounce off of the reflector, giving me some fill on Peter's left side. So our main light is now from the right, and our fill light will be coming additionally from the left, giving us a little bit of an additional fill.
Make me look pretty, Mike.
To make him look pretty. Wonderful. Big smile, Pete. Look at here. Great. One more time. Big smiles. Beautiful. Now we're going to go for the gold. We've added a gold reflector now than a silver reflector. So we're going to add some warmth to the left side of our photograph. So again, just to review, we've got our Z6 III, we've got our 85mm 1.8, we have our Godox X2T adapter, so I'm off camera flash, fully TTL through the lens metering, so it's pretty much automatic. My exposure is 1/25th of a second at f8 at ISO 100, and we're going to use this flash here to provide our main illumination to overpower this dreary overcast day. We're going to add some gold reflector to pop up our right side and warm up our image a little bit. We're actually going to use the edge of the softbox closer to his face so that we can use more of the power to come forward and wrap around, as well as provide more illumination for our reflector. Wonderful. All right, big smiles. Beautiful. One more time.
It's popping.
Yeah, awesome. Now, let me take a quick look. We've been shooting at 1/25th of a second at f8 at ISO 100. I'm going to drop my shutter speed lower to drop the background exposure just slightly darker. That's a trick. I like to underexpose the background ever so slightly. So I'm going to take my camera now and I'm going to set my setting for 200th of a second at f8, still at ISO 100, and that will now power the light the same for our subject, Pete, right? That beautiful smile he's going to give me. But I'm going to now take the ambient light down one stop, and that will make a more dramatic photo. So now we're going to use high-speed sync. And the beauty of that is syncing at any speed almost. So we have our camera set at a shutter speed of 2,000th of a second. That's right, you heard me right. 2,000 of a second at f1.8. We're going to drop the background out because of our high shutter speed, and we're going to be able to freeze all kinds of action if we had something like that in this shot. But for today, we're going to just stop Pete right in his tracks, giving us a nice big smile. 2,000 of a second at f1.8, ISO 100, with high-speed sync with the Godox V100 flash, and a few other modifying accessories. Let's get to it.
All right.
All right, Pete, big smile for me, looking right here. 1, 2, 3, big smiles again. Wonderful. And that's it. We've got high-speed sync, 2,000th of a second, a softbox providing most of our illumination, a white card giving us a little bit of fill, and we're outside syncing at 2,000th of a second. So come on in, see the professionals here at Paul's Photo, get yourself a Godox V100 flash and some modifying accessories, and get out and shoot some amazing portraits, even under really flat lighting. Have a great day. Thanks, Pete.